Student, today we continue our last discussed chapter, that is states of matter with kinetic molecular theory. Okay, student, it is assumed that all gases are made up of identical molecules which are in state of constant random motion. And postulates of this theory are: a gas consists of a large number of identical molecules of mass m and which are very small as compared to intermolecular space. Okay, so all gases contain very small identical molecules, that is mass of m, and there are practically no attractive forces between the molecules, due to which the molecules move freely. The molecules are in state of constant random motion, colliding with each other as well as with the walls of the container. These collisions are perfectly elastic, that is, there is no net loss of energy, rather there is transfer of energy, and the energy and momentum remain conserved also. Okay, and the pressure of the gas is the result of collision of molecules with the walls of the container. Okay, now student, I am saying about real gases. Student, real gases are those gases which deviate from ideal gas behavior and deviate from gas laws at the higher pressure and lower temperature are called the real gases. It is because force of attraction between the molecules increases and they change into liquids at low temperature and high pressure. Okay. Now we discuss about compressibility factor. Okay, compressibility factor, which is denoted by capital Z. Okay, and compressibility factor, the deviation from ideal behavior can be measured in terms of compressibility factor Z. Okay, and which is the ratio of the product of pressure volume and ideal gas constant, that is R, into temperature T and number of moles of gas, that is Z equals to PV by nRT. So compressibility factor helps to determine the deviation of real gas from ideal gas behavior from the pressure volume curves. Okay, so we can write PV is equal to Z nRT or Z equal to PV by nRT. Okay, if Z equals to 1, the gas is ideal. That is, it shows the ideal behavior under all conditions of temperature and pressure. Okay, and at high pressure, all the gases have Z greater than 1, and these are more difficult to compress. At intermediate pressure, most of the gases have Z less than 1. Okay. So what are the reasons for deviations? It is due to two assumptions which are made of formulating the kinetic molecular theory. Okay. First one is the molecules have negligible volumes, but all real molecules have definite volumes which cannot be neglected, especially at low temperature and high pressure. And secondly, it was assumed that there is negligible force of attraction between molecules and therefore molecules move independently. It is not true, especially at low temperature and high pressure, when the force of attraction between molecules is appreciable. Okay, so these are the two reasons for the deviations. Okay, now we discuss about Van der Waals equation. Okay, student, Van der Waals suggested a modified gas equation which describes the behavior of real gases over wider range of pressure and temperature, and P plus A by V square into V minus B equal to RT for 1 mole of gas. If n moles of gas are present in volume B, the volume of 1 mole of gas would be V by n. So Van der Waals equation has the form P plus n square A by V square into V minus nB equal to nRT. Okay, so if n moles of gas are present in volume V, the volume of 1 mole of gas would be V by n. So Van der Waals equation has the form P plus n square A by V square into V minus nB equal to nRT, where P, V, T are the observed pressure, volume and temperature for the gas under study, and A and B are the Van der Waals constants or parameters, and which depends upon the nature of the gas. So the value of A and B always depends on the nature of the gas. A determines the intermolecular force of attraction, okay, and the higher the value of A, higher will be the force of attraction, and unit of A is atmosphere liter square per mole square, and B determines the volume occupied by the gas molecules, which depends upon the size of the molecule. Its unit is liter per mole. Okay, now we discuss about critical temperature, critical pressure and critical volume. Okay, student, there is a relation between Van der Waals parameters and critical temperature, pressure, volumes. So now we discuss later critical temperature, which is denoted by Tc, capital T in suffix we write C, and is temperature above which a gas cannot be liquefied. So critical temperature is the temperature above which a gas cannot be liquefied. So Tc equal to 8A by 27 Br. This is the relation with Van der Waals parameters and critical temperature. All the gases can be liquefied at low temperature and high pressure. Carbon dioxide liquefies at 31.1 degree centigrade but cannot be liquefied above 31.1 degree centigrade in spite of the high pressure applied on it. So 31.1 degree centigrade is called the critical temperature of carbon dioxide. Clear? Critical pressure, it is denoted by Pc. Capital P in suffix we write C. C for critical. So critical pressure is the minimum pressure required to liquefy a gas at its critical temperature. Okay, so critical pressure is the minimum pressure required to liquefy a gas at its critical temperature. So Pc equal to A by 27 B square. And critical volume, which is denoted by Vc, capital V in suffix C, is the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at critical temperature and critical pressure. Okay, and the relation with the Van der Waals parameters, that is Vc equal to 3b. Vc equal to 3b, where A and B are the Van der Waals constant. Okay, now we revise once again. R equals to 8 by 3 Pc Vc by Tc. Okay, A equals to 3 Pc Vc square and B equal to Vc by 3. These three formulas we derived from the earlier formulas or relations, that is Tc equal to 8A by 27 Br. From this we change the place of R, that is R equal to 8 by 3 PC VC by TC. Okay, and from critical pressure we know PC equal to A by 27 B square. Okay, so A equal to 3 PC VC square. Okay, and VC equal to 3B, so B equal to VC by 3. Okay, and unit of A is atmosphere liter square per mole square and B is liter per mole. Okay, generally gases below their critical temperatures are called vapors. Okay, and at critical point the densities of substances in gaseous state and liquid state are same, and there is no distinction between the gaseous state and the liquid state, and no second phase is formed irrespective of pressure of the system. Okay, student, supercritical fluids. Now we are discuss about supercritical fluids. The fluids above the critical temperature are called the supercritical fluids and which dissolve in many organic substances. These are used to separate components of mixture at a fast rate, that is carbon dioxide at 31.1 degrees centigrade and above 600 bar pressure has density 1 gram per cc. Okay, and is used to remove caffeine from the coffee beans instead of CFCs, chlorofluorocarbons, which are not eco-friendly. Okay, so what are supercritical fluids? The fluids above the critical temperature are called the supercritical fluids, which dissolve in many organic substances. Okay, now I am saying about boil temperature. Student, boil temperature, it is a temperature at which real gas exhibits almost ideal gas behavior over wide range of pressure. So boil temperature is a temperature at which real gas exhibits almost ideal gas behavior over wide range of pressure. So TB, that is boil temperature, equal to A by BR. Okay, we know A and B are the van der Waals parameters and R is the ideal gas constant. So boil temperature, it is denoted by capital T, in suffix we write B. Okay, so TB equal to A by BR. Clear? Now, Joule-Thomson effect. Student, Joule-Thomson effect, when a compressed gas is allowed to expand, it causes cooling effect. Okay, and it is called Joule-Thomson effect. It occurs only if gas is below certain temperature called inversion temperature. Okay, and at inversion temperature no effect above inversion temperature heating negative Joule-Thomson effect, which is called, okay, and below inversion temperature cooling effect, that is positive Joule-Thomson effect. Okay, now supercooled liquid. Supercooled liquid, that is supercooled liquid, the liquids which are cooled at a temperature below its freezing point without freezing are called the supercooled liquids. They are metastable. Okay, and collision diameter, the distance between the centers of the molecules when they are closest to undergo a collision is called the collision diameter. It is also called the molecular diameter. Okay, and elastic collision, those collisions in which there is no loss of kinetic energy, rather there is transfer of energy. Okay. Now we are discuss about liquid states and vapor state. Liquid state student, the liquid state is intermediate between gaseous and solid state. Okay, and the molecular interactions are quite strong in liquid state, and that is why they have definite volumes. On the other hand, the molecules of liquids have so much freedom that they can flow easily. Okay, and take up the shape of the container due to the continuously making and breaking of the weak van der Waals force, which bonds between the molecules. In liquids, the coordination number of the molecule is not fixed but slightly less than solids. The distance between the nearest neighbors is higher than the solids. Okay. Now we discuss about vapor pressure. Student, vapor pressure of liquid collide with each other as well as with the walls of the container and exert pressure. We know that. Okay. And the pressure exerted by the vapors on the walls of the container is called the vapor pressure. Okay. And vapor pressure is directly proportional to the temperature. It is independent of the amount of liquid. Okay. And evaporation, the process of changing liquid into vapors is called the evaporation. And there are some molecules in liquid which have relatively high kinetic energy and which are at liquid surface. They overcome the force of attraction and change into vapor state. Okay, and when high energy molecules leave the surface, the average kinetic energy decreases, leading to a fall in temperature of the liquid. That is why evaporation causes cooling. Okay, in an open vessel, the liquid keeps on evaporating. As the liquid absorbs energy from the surroundings to replenish the energy loss due to the evaporation. Okay, and this increase in average kinetic energy and the process of evaporation continue till the whole liquid disappear. Okay, and when evaporation in closed vessel, in a closed vessel having some free space over the liquid, the evaporated molecules cannot be escaped to the atmosphere. The vapor pressure increases in beginning and then reaches a constant value. The volume of liquid also decreases initially and then reaches a constant value over a period of time. The liquid and its vapor are in the state of dynamic equilibrium, that is, rate at which liquid changes into vapors become equal to rate of condensing vapors into liquid again. Okay. Now, equilibrium vapor pressure. Student, the pressure exerted by the vapor when they are in equilibrium with liquid in a closed container is called the equilibrium vapor pressure. I am repeating this. The pressure exerted by the vapor when they are in equilibrium with liquid in a closed container is called equilibrium vapor pressure. Okay. Now, boiling point. The temperature at which the vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to the external pressure is called boiling point of the liquid. Okay, and higher will be the boiling point. Student, boiling point, the temperature at which vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to external pressure is called the boiling point of liquid. And higher the vapor pressure of liquid, lower will be the boiling point. Lower the vapor pressure of liquid, higher will be the boiling point. Clear? At high altitude, the boiling point of liquid water generally decreases as altitude of the place increases, where the external pressure is less than 1 atmosphere. Okay, so in pressure cooker, the boiling point of a water is increased by increasing the pressure above 1 atmospheric pressure by using a weight covering the vent. Okay, student.